Hey guys, it's Marissa from Grow in the Flow, and I'm coming in here with some weekend energies and full moon in Aries energy. So we're going to tune in for some collective guidance here for this full moon that's coming up on Sunday, October 9th, while I tell you a little bit about what it has to offer us. So looking at the moonology guidance, we see that the full moon in Aries brings us a fiery climax approaching and an opportunity potentially to cool our emotions, right? Cool our jets because it's fiery Aries energy. Now, there's a couple of other aspects that are sort of bolstering that fact. This is a full moon that is going to present us some really great healing energy. However, the message is it may not come neatly wrapped in a package. It may be coming from a fiery climax, from a point of nothing else left to do but surrender. There could be some sticky, sneaky energies that we've been resisting change or resisting healing, where we reach this point of surrender, coming through this volatile, heated energy of Aries, but it's also underscored by the asteroid Chiron. So you may remember we talked about Chiron retrograde back in July, and Chiron is actually still stationed retrograde through into December. So that brings us the energy of the wounded healer. So along with this fiery energy in Aries, Chiron is showing us opportunities to find power and wisdom and gifts that come through our wounds, come through some of the more challenging things that we may not like how they're wrapped, and yet they offer us some really beautiful healing. So let's go ahead and tune in. I'm going to use the Queen of the Moon Oracle for some overarching energy. And you might see over there, I have in my little cauldron, a little brew going, and I've added in some essential oils, a blend that brings in our keyword for the month of October. So the keyword that's been coming up is the word abundance, finding abundance in all things. Here we have the energy of release, which is of course perfect for the full moon. The abundance essential oil is very earthy, very grounded. It's a blend of orange, frankincense, myrrh, patchouli. We have black spruce, cinnamon. So there's some really grounding energies. And these were all oils that were used in ancient times for prosperity. So we're welcoming in abundance and prosperity in all its forms. So here we have this overarching energy for the moon. And now we're going to check in with the light seers for a little spread for the full moon, 3-card spread that takes a look at what is coming up for healing, release, shedding, and forgiveness. So let's see what this full moon brings us in collectively around that. Definitely that word release is key. Beautiful. And then we have a second card, which is for what is it illuminating? What's being illuminated with this full moon? Beautiful. And a final card, what comes next? What comes next? Yeah, death and rebirth. Absolutely. That's a little reminder to mention that this is the last full moon before we enter into eclipse season. So some big transformational changes are coming up into and through eclipse season and Scorpio season. So what better than the death card? So I'm definitely feeling that energy. So being overlighted by the energy of release, of opening ourselves up and allowing in the healing and transformational energy that brings about real release and transformation, of spreading those wings, of metamorphosizing into the new. And an exercise came across my path yesterday in a healing that was about sort of, when we're feeling closed or constricted, not open like this, to imagine pulling in all of that constrictive, restrictive energy that you're feeling while you breathe in. So take in a breath and clench your fist. And then as you exhale, open your fist and release and expand. And so that is a very physical, tangible exercise you can do with pulling in all of that constriction, all of that tight energy, contracted energy, and then release it with breath. And so I'm feeling that in the openness here that we see. And then, of course, what is on the other side of that is great transformation and expansion, opening up. So that is a beautiful energy to sort of be overarching this full moon for us collectively. And then when we tune into what is coming up for us to release, coming up for us to shed, to heal, to forgive, we have the energy of the 9 of Pentacles. So here we do have some earth energy coming up, and it's coming in the form of the 9, which is also a sign of nearing completion. A fiery climax approaches. We are nearing completion. 9s indicate that a cycle has almost come fully through. And one of the ways that we can find things that are available to heal or release in the 9 of Pentacles would be something around the opportunities for us to look at perhaps our relationship with our work, our relationship with, how we use our energy for the tangible things in life, our pentacles, our money, our safety, our security, our material wellness that comes typically for most of us through some form of work, right? So there could be something to look at there. Workaholic tendencies, or really moving through things about lack with money, limitations, limiting beliefs around money and worthiness for money, and comforts, things of the pentacle nature, our creature comforts, things like that. Pressure for us to think that we need to strive for a certain type of success or a certain, rung on a ladder, that type of energy. Those old limiting beliefs, those old constructs are the types of things that could be highlighted to release, to shed, to forgive. Because forgiving could come in the form of, and one of the things that's really highlighted for us this month being October and the thinning of the veil is ancestral healing. And so when we look at our root, our pentacles, our base, right, where we come from, our foundations, and that includes our bloodlines, it includes, our roots. And some of those, in some cases, we might have some limiting beliefs around our abundance, some limiting beliefs around, how we can arrive at having that abundance. And so those types of things could come up for you here is what we're seeing, an opportunity for us to release or let go of. But another thing too, and this has been coming up when it comes to creating some movement, is around a simple practice. And I'm giving you a lot of practical little exercises today. So I guess that must be that we're really moving. And that makes sense because, so let me tell you the exercise and then I'll talk more about the astrology there. So the exercise that came across my path with my month ahead readings was about this feng shui practice that says, if you want to shift the energy in your life, move 27 items in your home. And I haven't tried it yet, but it sounds really, really cool. And I know that like when I'm clearing a space and maybe, switching it up for the season or switching it up for something, an event or something that kind of lights a fire under me to have to like clean up or move stuff around to accommodate, visitors in my home or whatever it is, it definitely helps to shake up the energy. And so that could be coming in too. Because this need for us to surrender, this need for us to allow the healing to come in, we may feel like that with that climax, with that tension, with that constriction, like we need to channel it into movement, like it can't just stay in the same place. And that translates into a literal need for us to move, like actually moving our body, dancing, exercising, walking, going for a run, getting outdoors, or just simply taking a step in a forward direction or any direction to generate some movement. So that's coming up here too between these two cards to mention. Some people might feel that they benefit from that. So then when we look at what's being illuminated, I really like this actually with that notion of some of our old beliefs. And that's where kind of I was going with the ancestral lines is generations of beliefs about wealth, generations of beliefs about success, generations of beliefs about abundance and prosperity and what it is to be successful could be getting illuminated with this full moon. So this is a really interesting take. And I'm actually feeling like pulled into the Aries card of the tarot, the Emperor, because the Emperor energy is like that divine masculine energy, the father energy, definitely that stable, logical, analytical, strategic energy, that again, a light could be getting shown on a particular way of doing things or a belief around that could be coming up for some movement for you, some shifting for you. And so here we see our ideas of what is success, what is, what is arriving. What does that look like? And understanding that it can take so many different forms. And so what that's talking about for some people is like, if you are trying to start a business, if you're trying to start something new in the way of your work, in the way of, how you support yourself, understand that there are many, many paths and you don't have to follow exactly one template that may have been previously given to you. So I'm kind of feeling that energy for some too, is definitely opening up to some new pathways, opening up to new forms of abundance. I can't get away from the word, guys. I'm sorry. It just keeps coming up. But there's literally a spotlight shining on the stage of showing you stepping up. We're still in this aspect of we're leveling up, we're taking it to the next level, we're shifting, and that's happening so quickly, and that will certainly continue as we move into eclipse season. So on the other side of this, we have the death rebirth card. Like I said, perfect. Scorpio season, shedding, releasing, new beginnings. We talked about coming, near completion. And on the other side of that is the rebirth, is the new beginning. So definitely feeling that death rebirth energy that will be coming in as we move into and through eclipse season, Scorpio season. So much to come on this. Really peeling back those layers. And again, the red is giving me all the root chakra energy, all the ancestral root, our family lines, so many things coming up for shedding, for releasing, for healing. So more to come on that for sure. So now, in the interest of Instagram, I'm going to keep this stepping and we're going to pull a final oracle card from the new, beautiful, Deep, Dark, and Dangerous Oracle by Stacey DeMarco. Feels very much in tune with the vibe of the season. So let's go ahead and ask for one oracle card message to punctuate this full moon, punctuate energies around this weekend. Let's see what comes up. Okay, disconnection. I sometimes will attempt to read the names and sometimes I don't. This time I'm not. Card 41. Let me just take a look here and see, because she always has some really beautiful interpretations around the intentions of the oracle. So let's see what we have coming up with this keyword of disconnection. And I'm sorry if you can hear, my husband is mowing and weed whacking outside and it just keeps getting louder. Okay, so this is about respecting land, and especially the land that you live upon, finding comfort and joy in the changing of the seasons, yes, and the green places that you come in contact with. Protect and defend Mother Earth. Before you attack someone, make sure you have all sides of the story. So again, I think just holding your ground, just standing there and allowing yourself to just take in what is unfolding, be present with what is, and just again, get outdoors, connect with nature. That is the best way for us to really get grounded, for us to shift energy and move through change. So allow that beautiful green energy to sustain you, as well as reinvigorate you and usher in the new beginnings. Okay, guys, that's all I have time for. So I'm going to send you all so much love and so many full moon blessings. Take good care.